This is the Wellness Club, where we dive into all things wellness, from nutrition to fitness to productivity and more. We are exploring the science to help you feel your best inside and out. I'm your host, Cass Camp, and I am so happy that you're here. Welcome to the club. Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast. My name is Cass. Thank you for listening. It's time for a reset. Literally, I need to reset everything in my life. And when I say reset, I think resets have become very trendy on social media, and for good reason. I love a reset video. I love watching a monthly reset. I love a Sunday reset. I love a reset. But when I say reset, I really mean it very lightly, because a true reset would mean that you need to restart your whole life. And that's not really what I'm getting at here. But I would say more of a refresh. I just want to refresh into the routines that I already know kind of work for me, but I've kind of fallen off track. And if you feel like you've fallen off track a little bit, then this episode is going to be really good for you, because I'm getting into the little details of everything that I'm doing for my little refresh. I feel like everyone's kind of in a similar mood right now, and I don't know what it is. I did hear this analogy though, that summers are like the weekend, and June is like Friday, July is all Saturdays, and then August is Sunday. It's yes, it's still the weekend, but you have the Sunday scaries a little bit. And especially as a teacher, it's hitting me hard because it means I'm going back to work soon. But even my friends that aren't teachers, they're feeling it too. I feel like everyone just has this itch. Everyone is just ready for fall. The fall stuff is out in the stores, and everyone's kind of just ready for something to change. So I figured, what better way to do this than a little refresh? I'm calling this a mid-year reset, but honestly, we're a little bit past mid-year now, but it still feels right because we still have a little bit of a ways to go before 2026. I can always tell when I need a little bit of a refresh because my screen time starts getting higher, my food choices aren't as good, I start skipping my workouts or just not feeling excited about them anymore, and I just start feeling a little bit antsy in my own home and in my own routines. And that's how I started feeling lately. So the very first thing I did was I went on my computer and I sat down with my little blue light glasses and I just started typing away every single idea that I had in my head. And I actually went back onto Notion, which Notion is a website. If you're unfamiliar, it's a free website. There's actually all kinds of templates too, but I just make my own. But it's like a planning website that I used to use all the time, literally all the time. And somewhere along the way, I just stopped using it. But I think I'm going to get back on it because it's just so fun and it's cool. You can really play around with your pages. So I went on Notion and I made 3 different tabs under my Notion, 3 different pages for my little refresh. And each page was named Home, Health, and Happiness. At first, I really wanted to do home and health. And then I was like, you know what? I do need one for happiness too. It kind of works that they're all, with H's or whatever. So feel free to use those categories for yourself, or you can create your own, whatever works for you. But I wanted to categorize everything that was in my head, all these different ideas. And I encourage you to do the same. Create 3 categories, at least 2 maybe, kind of separate where you want this refresh to go. I knew for me, there were refresh things that I wanted to do in my home. There were refresh things I needed to do for my health. And then there are things that I wanted to do for my happiness as well. So I'm going to take you through every single category. And this is going to get a little bit detailed, but I think it'll be a good thing for us. I think it will bring us closer, and it might inspire you to do things in your own home, your own health, your own happiness that can motivate you. So first, I want to start with home, and I think you should start with home too, because this is your environment, and I'm a big advocate for your environment affects everything. If you feel low within yourself, the easiest way you can change that is by changing your environment. A lot of times when we're slipping out of routine, our environment is encouraging those bad routines. So for example, for me, I know that when I start buying junk food or processed food and it's in my house, I am so much more likely to eat it, obviously, because now it's in my house. It's in my environment. Or I can tell if I start being really messy and I start letting my laundry pile up, I start letting the chores pile up, I know internally I'm going to feel horrible. I know when I do this podcast, if the house isn't clean, my podcast isn't going to come out good. I'm going to be distracted. I'm going to hate it. I'm going to have low self-esteem. all these things affect our inside. And another part of our environment and our home is there is so much dopamine that comes from cleaning your home. So truly one of the best ways to pull yourself out of a funk is start cleaning up your home. You don't even have to change things around, but just cleaning it up is a great place to start. For me, I kind of took this to the extreme because I started making a list on my little Notion page, but you can also just use your notes app. But I made a list of all the things that I wanted to clean that were things that get skipped, things that get forgotten about, things that you don't necessarily want to do, things that you only do a couple times a year. All those little things I put into a list. And I actually posted the list on my stories when I did this. So if you screenshotted it, awesome. I can also put it on a highlight so that if you missed it, you can go see it. I knew for me, I had to do something intense to really switch up how I was feeling. And for me, this involved deep cleaning all the spots that you forget about and that you don't want to do. I'm talking power wash the trash can and scrub it out with bleach. I'm talking clean all the baseboards. I'm talking take all the curtains down and wash them and hang them back up. I'm talking shampoo the couch. I'm talking pull the couch out and vacuum behind it. I'm talking all those little things. Wash the washer. Wash the dishwasher. You got to wash the things that wash your things. I'm talking all those little things that get forgotten about. I did it all in one day. This list sounds like a lot and looks like a lot, but once you get going and if you're in the mood to do it, you can get a lot done in one day. You can get a lot done in a couple hours. But cleaning your home and cleaning your space is going to instantly put you in a better mood. There is nothing like the dopamine rush that you get when you're cleaning. Each week, I typically do the traditional Sunday reset, wash your sheets, wash your clothes, clean the floors, clean the bathroom, all the things that you pretty much have to do every single week. This reset involved a lot more than just that, and I absolutely loved it. Which, by the way, this mid-year reset that I'm telling you guys about is taking me over the span of a couple days, maybe even like a week or so. So don't feel like you have to do everything in this episode all in one day, because I'm definitely not. I spent one day to clean. I'm going to spend another day doing the other stuff I'm telling you about. So don't feel like you got to do this all in one day, because that's just impossible. But I knew for me, I wanted to make August my focus month of just resetting and refreshing. And so I'm taking my time doing all of these things. So if you have a free weekend day or you have a free weekday or even like a week evening, a weeknight, you can do these things little bits at a time and really make a difference. Part of the home part of the refresh, some of it was cleaning, like I said, which was like cleaning all the things that you forget about. But then another part is organizing. And this I did on a different day, but organizing my drawers, and not even really my clothes drawers, because I still have to do that. But I'm talking like organize the pantry, organize the spice cabinet, organize your medicine cabinet, your junk drawer, all those random spots in your house that just accumulate stuff that you probably didn't even know what was in the back of your pantry. I went through my spice cabinet. Oh my God. Some of the spices in there expired in 2021. Like, that is not okay. And I encourage you to do the same, because you don't realize your spices expire because you might not use them all the time. So yeah, go through your spice cabinet, go through your junk drawer, go through your linen closets, your coat closets, your garage. Those are all the things that get skipped, but are going to make you feel really good. And then the third little part of home is I'm actually doing some home renovations. Nothing crazy, but just some little home projects that are going to spruce up my space. I love sprucing up a space. I talked about this before, but there are so many very cheap, cost-effective ways to completely change your space around. Completely. At our house, we have this enclosed porch, and it is like the most beautiful enclosed space. But it needed a little bit of a refresh, it needed a little bit of cleaning. And my boyfriend and I really wanted to make this a space that we could actually hang out in, especially like in the fall time, because it's completely enclosed. We also have a front patio that I spent the last few months fixing up and making cute, and that's already done. So now it's time to do the enclosed porch, and the fall is coming before we know it. So I definitely want this to be done by then. This is honestly just a fun project for me. I'm not even saying that you need to do anything like this, but if there's a little space in your house that you want to refresh and it's been calling you and you have the time to do a little project, do a little project, get a little bit of spray paint, get a little bit of thrifted furniture, like whatever you can do to just spruce it up and make it nice. It's so fun and it will be so rewarding, and it gives you a new space to hang out in your house. Our enclosed porch has honestly become like a little bit of a junk storage situation. Like we've just been putting random things in there. So I definitely needed to declutter, get rid of some stuff, clean it. We had so much like just spider webs and stuff like that because we don't hang out in there. And then we started to make it look really nice. My boyfriend actually built a bar in there, like out of wood. He literally built the bar and built the bar stools. So that was his project. And my project is more the decor. So I talked about it last week, but I went thrifting and I got this little end table for $3. Perfect. I ordered a couch on Walmart, $100, literally $100, and it's going to fit perfect. And that was pretty much the only money that I really spent for it. And then the rest is just going to be little things that I already have to decorate in there. I'm going to bring my plants inside once it starts to get a little bit colder. I'm going to propagate some new plants, maybe make a little hanging basket. I have a vision. And then we have like all these little signs that we've accumulated to make it more of like a bar hangout area that we're going to get and put them on the wall. It's really cool in there because it's actually exposed brick from the brick house. So it already looks really cute and aesthetic. We just needed to clean it up. My point is though, with the home, your home and your space completely affects how you feel. If your home is filled with clutter and junk and things that you don't really use, but they cover up the things that you need or you want to use, clean it out, organize it. A lot of this just takes a little bit of elbow grease and not really any money. You don't need to buy the fancy organizer stuff. You don't need to buy anything crazy to completely shift your home around. I'm a huge proponent. My home affects my mind 100%. So this was definitely top of mind for me because it's a superficial way to really change how I'm feeling inside. Now let's get into health. And this is the thing that is really motivating and inspiring this reset to begin with. As you guys know, I've opened up about PCOS before and my cycle and its irregularities and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, for the past like year and a half, maybe even 2 years, I don't know, I'd have to check, but I've been doing really good. Like my cycle has been regular, everything's been good. Of course, symptoms here and there, but nothing crazy. And I've been doing a good job at managing it. Except for the last couple months, which I'm not happy about because I feel like I've been on such a good path, but obviously something in my routine is not right. And when your cycle is affected, something is going on in your body. I know a lot of people experience irregular periods now because it is a very common thing in our society. But I do want you to know that if you are having irregularities, something is going on. Something. Your body is trying to tell you something. Your body is trying to show you something. And it's important to use that as insight so that you can figure out what's affecting you. Everyone's sensitivities are different. Some people, it's going gluten-free really changed it for them. Going dairy-free really changed it for them. Some people, it's stress. Some people, it's the type of exercise they're doing. There's so many factors, but how your body responds and how your body feels day to day is a direct insight of what's going on internally, especially if it's out of nowhere or seemingly out of nowhere. If you're starting to wake up with low energy even after sleeping all night, or your cycle's been irregular, or you got acne out of nowhere, or any kind of symptom, any kind of thing that your body's telling you that's happening out of nowhere, it's usually something going on that you need to look into. It's like a little cue to you, like, hey, something's going on. For me, this is the first thing that I noticed. My cycle became irregular after being pretty regular for the past couple years. So that immediately is an indicator to me that something needs to be different. I've also been experiencing a little bit of hormonal acne, nothing crazy. And honestly, I wouldn't even say acne, but like those cystic pimples that I used to get when my cycle was very irregular, I started getting a couple of them again. I've also been feeling pretty low energy, like my fatigue has been higher than normal. And all of these things indicate to me that something needs to change. And this is honestly what really inspired this reset because I care about that. Like, we should care about our health. Without health, you have nothing. And if something is going on and something has changed, that's an indicator for you that maybe there's things that you need to reset and reflect on. So I thought I would share my plan for this because obviously I need a little bit of a reset in this department. So here's my plan. You can use it as your own inspiration, or if you just want to listen and hold me accountable, that's great too. My first thing that I'm working on is my sleep. And I credit myself, I usually get pretty good sleep. Like I really value sleep. I think sleep is important. I go to bed pretty early, but I also wake up early. And this is because sleep is the foundation to everything. When you are tired, everything else is harder. It's harder to go to the gym. It's harder to drink your water. It's harder to cook for yourself. It's harder to feel good. You're more irritable. Your mood's lower. Like I could go on and on and on. Not to mention, you need sleep for your body to heal and rest and actually recover from the day to day. And something I've been noticing recently about myself is even though I'm going to bed at a good time, I haven't been giving myself time to actually unwind at night. Even if I am reading, my mind has been other places and I'm not actually resting. Or even if I'm just chilling watching TV with nothing going on, my mind has been other places and I'm not actually just relaxing. And I'm not even really scrolling on my phone in bed because that's just not a habit that I do. But I've just been not resting. Like I haven't been allowing myself to actually rest and unwind before I go to bed. And I think this definitely affects my quality of sleep. So to combat this, what I've been doing recently is I pulled out an old guided journal that I used to do all the time. It's called Healing Through Words. It's by Ruby Carr, the poet. And it's like a creative writing journal. So she gives you different prompts and you end up writing all these different poems and creative writing passages. And it's really cool. Like it's a really great book. And I took it out recently because I haven't gone through it in a while. And I started doing that at bedtime. And before I even open the book, I do a little exhale with myself. And it sounds so simple and so silly, but this has really changed how I've been feeling. And it's really allowed me to like unwind and decompress before I go to bed. Because even if you are reading or doing like these healthier habits before bed, if your mind is somewhere else, you're probably not actually recovering the way that you think you are. And that's what was happening with me. I was getting like anxious thoughts and I was thinking about the next day and the next day. And even like months ahead, I was thinking about what I have going on in October. And it's like, why am I thinking about this right now? I should be focusing on just relaxing and going to bed. So having a little dedicated unwind time has really been helping so far. And I've only been doing it the last week or so, but it's really changed the game for me. The next thing that I'm really prioritizing again is my water intake. And normally I do a good job at drinking water. Like I pretty much only drink water and coffee. But sometimes, especially when it's the summertime and I'm just chilling, I'm not as good about drinking my water as I should be. So recently I've been making it a point that every morning I start with a big Stanley of water. I find that when I start my day like this, I end up drinking so much more water throughout the day versus if I skip my water in the morning or I don't drink as much in the morning, now I'm playing catch up the rest of the day. And that definitely does not help. So making sure we're prioritizing our water throughout the day. I personally have been trying to drink 3 Stanleys, which is like 120 ounces. The standard recommendation is half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you'll drink 100 ounces of water. But if you're exercising and it's summer, you're sweating, you're doing a lot more stuff, it's very important that you're replenishing. So I say drinking more than that is usually better than just that bare minimum, but that is the bare minimum recommendation. The third thing for my health that I'm resetting is my exercise. I'm a big proponent that the best workout is one that you'll actually do. And for a while, that's where I was at, especially post ACL recovery. It was difficult for me to get into a whole strength training routine because I had other priorities and I had my PT and all this other stuff. Whatever, those are just excuses now. And I actually heard this analogy on some video or something. I wish I saved it so I could tell you who said it. But basically, if you think about your exercise routine as a triangle, the base of that triangle, the biggest part of the triangle is going to be the workout that you'll do. So if you really like Pilates, do Pilates. If you really like dance workouts, do dance. If you really like walking, do walking. And that's the base of the triangle. And she said, most people will stay at the base and that's enough for them. Okay. But she's like, some people can do more than the base of that triangle. And if you have the capacity to do more than just the base, the best thing you can do is strength training. And I'm a personal trainer, so I'm a big strength training proponent. Like I think strength training is so valuable for every single person. And as you work your way up this triangle, yes, strength training, like a total body, whatever, a couple times a week, that is better than nothing because strength training is important. But as you work your way up and you become more advanced and you stick to it better, a true strength training program can really be beneficial for you. And this is something that I'm kind of trying to just coach myself again. So I wrote myself a little workout plan, nothing crazy, but a split that I would give to someone that's in my situation. They say that coaches are the hardest people to coach because you already know this stuff, but I've been really trying to look at myself from like a bird's eye view and coach myself as if I was my own client. And what I really need right now is true strength training, a strict strength training routine. This is exactly what I need for a few reasons. One, strength training is so good for women, especially, and our hormones and regulating everything, our mood, everything like that. It's also going to be great for my physical health and my physique because that is something that I'm trying to improve on as well. And then it's also really been helping with my mental health. Even if I'm doing a 30-minute workout in the gym and then like a walk or some form of cardio after, I feel completely different. My brain feels focused. I feel less anxious. I feel better. I make better decisions throughout the day. Everything goes better, even in that short workout. I go through phases with this where sometimes I'm in a phase of like, go with the flow, exercise every day, just doing how I feel, playing pickleball, going and doing sports, doing whatever. But honestly, the past couple of weeks, I've found myself not doing those things as much as I should be. And so for that, I need to give myself a structured program. If you're someone that follows structure well and you need structure, this is the best thing that you can do for yourself because now you don't have to think about it so much. You just go, you follow the plan, you do what you need to do, and you leave. I love like intuitive movement and intuitive eating, but sometimes your intuition just does not know what's best for you. And that's when I put myself into these structured routines. Nutrition wise, I've been doing pretty good. If you follow the Instagram, I'm posting a lot of recipes and different meals that I've been having. I've been cooking every day and it's been something I've actually been enjoying. So nutrition wise, I've been doing good, but I really want to focus on my exercise, my water, and my sleep. And those are things that I'm really dedicating like probably 6 weeks or so to doing this. Obviously, we want all of these things to be lifestyle changes, but this is why I said this is more of a refresh and not necessarily a reset, because most of us are doing a lot of these things for our lifestyle. But just like anybody, I fall into peaks and valleys with my wellness. And there are certain times in my life where I'm really into it and consistent and structured. And then there are other times where it's more of a struggle and I have to figure out how to make it work for this season of my life. Like I know for sure summer is just a very chaotic time for me. And I think for a lot of people, because there's such a mix of you want to have fun, but you also want to be productive. And there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of social things going on. I've been traveling a ton this summer, which I love and I'm so happy about. But with traveling, you're drinking, you're eating out, you're not moving the same, you're not in the gym as much. Like there's just so many moving factors. And so it's important to use the lifestyle and the season that you're in right now to guide what you need. Because like I said, there are times where intuitive movement is what's good for me. And I'll just start moving every day and doing what I can and finding it fun and doing different things. And then there are times like now where my life is already so chaotic. I need structure in my wellness routine and I have to reset and refresh. Your wellness is not always going to be the same every single day for every single month for the rest of your life. You're going to be in seasons where certain things work and certain things don't. And it's important to use how you feel, how your body's responding, all of those different things as insight to decide which one you need right now. And then let's get into the last section of our little refresh reset, and that's happiness. And this to me is just things that are going to help my mental health, help how I feel every day, make things more fun, make life more fun, because I feel like a lot of us get caught up in the serious stuff. Like you want to be serious and you want to get all this stuff done and you want to be productive and there's this and that. And that's just not as fun. Like we can have fun, we can enjoy and also be productive and get things done. So the first thing that I did for my happiness, and this kind of just happened naturally, but I just completely cleaned out my digital following. And I'm not even talking like unfollowing people from the past or anything like that. It's more unfollowing creators and people that used to inspire me that don't necessarily inspire me anymore. I am a big podcast listener. I like to watch YouTube videos. I like to follow people on Instagram. And the reality is, so many of us are scrolling, whether we like to admit it or not. I think my screen time is pretty low compared to the average, and I'm still spending quite a bit of time scrolling. So I might as well make it somewhere that I like seeing what I'm seeing. In the past few months, I honestly felt like I haven't been connecting with people that I used to connect with digitally. Like I used to feel really connected to certain creators and certain public figures that now I don't feel like I connect to their content. And that's because we all are different people and we are all growing differently. But it was time for me to refresh who I'm following and who I'm being inspired by. And I have had so much fun with this because once you find someone that's like new and exciting, then other people similar start coming into your feed because obviously the algorithm is so high tech. And then you start seeing all these people that are showing you different things that you never saw before, and your whole social media feels different. So I've really been cleaning up my following. I've unfollowed podcasts that I just haven't been listening to anymore. I unfollowed YouTube subscriptions. I unfollowed people on Instagram, and I started following new creators and finding new people. And honestly, a lot of the people that I'm following are completely different than my actual life. And I absolutely love it because I feel like I'm learning so many new things. I follow people that are just so random and so different than my life. And I seriously love it because I will probably never do what they're doing, but I love watching it. Like, for example, there's this girl, she has like 10 different hermit crabs, and she shows how our vision of hermit crabs that are like on the shore in the little colorful boxes with the colorful shells, that is so bad for them. And they're not supposed to just die that quickly. And they're not supposed to lose their limbs. And they're not supposed to be in painted shells. And she kind of takes them and rescues them and keeps them. And she feeds them all this stuff. And she shows how to properly take care of them. And it's so interesting. And I've literally never had a hermit crab ever, not even one from the shore. I always wanted one. I never had one. And I absolutely love watching her stuff. She shows how she feeds them. She shows the shells. She shows that they're nocturnal and all their little activity. And she has like a little thing. And I don't know, it's so random, but I love it. Like I literally love watching it. I watch every single one of her videos. I don't know, before this, I was following a lot of creators that are very like productive and into fitness and into wellness and into self-help. And that's great if that's the season you're in. But honestly, I just want to start following fun things. Like I also follow people that run their own homesteads. And I will never have a homestead like this probably. I mean, maybe one day, never say never. But these people, they grow all their own food. Like they even have their own loofah sponges. And then they have chickens, and then they have goats, and then they make their own butter and their own milk. And then I don't know, they do so many things, and they compost and they save all their scraps, and then they make vitamin water for their plants. And it's like all these random things. And I just love watching it. Like I literally love watching it. And even though I live my life the way that I live my life, I love watching stuff like that. It's so refreshing and nice. I also started following just random people that are sharing random things that they're doing, like people that are really crafty or people that are reading and learning about things that I never thought to learn about, or people that speak Spanish. I love watching people that are just living their life, but they speak Spanish. It helps me with my Spanish. I love following just random things. I think there's a lot of self-help productivity out there, and that's awesome and that's fantastic. But sometimes it's like, I just want to enjoy. I'm really in a season of following just random things. Like if it's random and I'm learning something, I love it. I follow a bunch of well-rounded pages. I follow some plant pages. Like this one girl, she has literally hundreds of plants that she takes care of. And she just goes through and she's like, we have plant chores to do. And it's just her taking care of her plants. And I love it. I watch every single video. I think it's cool to watch people that are different than you, even if you're never going to do the stuff that they're doing. I think it's fun. I think it's refreshing. And I'm just in a new season with my social media. If you're following people that don't make you feel good about yourself, or worse, they make you feel even worse about yourself, it's time to do a little refresh in the digital department. Especially, I feel like it's so damaging on self-esteem to constantly follow and see people that either are highly edited or have a ton of plastic surgery and work done. Like, and I don't care what people do with their own body. Like you do you, I don't care. But there is something that affects you when you're constantly seeing these like, not fake, but like these enhanced versions of people. And then you look at yourself and maybe you don't have anything done and you start to notice like, oh, my lips are a lot smaller than this person, or I have wrinkles here, or I have this. And it's like, we're not meant to see all of that and think all of that all the time, especially when you don't even know what these people actually look like in real life. And we're constantly comparing and seeing enhanced versions of people. And now with AI, like they might not even be real people. Like it's too much. And it's very easy to fall into a trap of like constantly seeing that stuff on your feed, especially if it pops up and you watch it once, then it just keeps popping up. So in order to stay ahead of that, I like to just start following new people, fun people, normal people, people that are doing random things. I love it. It makes it fun. We're spending time on social media. We might as well follow people that we actually enjoy. Another thing that I've been doing in the happiness department is just chasing any random desire that I get. Like if I have a random interest to go to a park by myself, I'm just going to go. If I have a random interest to sit outside and sketch something, I'm just going to sit outside and sketch. Even if nobody sees it, nobody knows about it, I don't post it, I don't take a picture, I don't do anything with the sketch. There's something fun about just doing things that interest you. Like instead of filling your time scrolling on social media or doing something that you don't necessarily want to do, find those little interests and chase them. Like when we were kids, we would just go explore and do things and create, and we would fill the time with something fun. And as we get older, we don't play like that. We don't just find random things. And so I've been trying to challenge myself to just play, like just to find random things that I want to go do, even if I do them by myself. I think it's easy to not do certain things because people are busy or people are at work or no one wants to go with you. And literally just go by yourself. Go to a pottery place by yourself. Go to the park by yourself and sit on a bench. Go to a coffee shop by yourself. Like I love doing things by myself. I think it builds you. I think it empowers you. And if there's something I want to do, why am I going to wait for somebody else if I just want to go do it? Overall, this reset or this refresh has been over the past couple of weeks, honestly. Slowly but surely, I've been chipping away at it. And it's things that I've done before, that are habits that I've had before that you just kind of lose when you're in a different season of life. And so I'm trying to get it back. I love a good reset. I love a good refresh, but something important to note is you can make a vision board all day, but if you don't have a specific plan, it's not necessarily going to happen. So getting very specific with your plan will really help you actually do these things. Like I literally went on Notion and I typed out a huge checklist and I categorized it, and that's really helped me. And it's specific things. I have my exact workout plan. I have little check boxes next to it. I have my exact cleaning list. I have the projects I need to do with every single task that goes into the project. That's what works for me. I feel like it breaks it down and gives me an exact like blueprint of what I need to do. But do what you need to do. But I know for me, the more specific, the better. And then I can kind of chip away at it over the span of a few days, a few weeks, etc. Let me know what you're going to do on your reset. Let me know if there's anything that I missed or something that I should add to mine. But I'm really excited about it. I feel like August is a great time to reset, refresh, get ready for the fall, get ready for the winter, and just kind of get back on track. Especially after summer, I feel like we all could use a little refresh. So thank you so much for listening. If you're not already, follow the Instagram at the Wellness Club XO. The Instagram has been growing and we've gotten a lot of new followers over there. So if you're new, thank you. I hope you stick around. But follow the Instagram if you're not already, because I want to do a little giveaway of my ebook. I want to give away a couple copies since we've gotten some new people over there. And I just think that that would be fun and an easy way to share some love. So definitely follow over there. I post recipes, workouts, what I'm up to, my walks, all different things, everything wellness related. So definitely go check it out over there. Thank you so much for listening. Happy reset. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.